Hey everybody, it's Deb here with Creative Life. Today, y'all, is the second project that I have for Renee Bouquet, and I am so excited. I decided to go ahead and use one of those planks from the Dollar Tree, and I did a video recently sharing that I cut a plank in half, and I used it to make a little monster plaque. And it turned out super cute. And that was for the Shop Your Stash Monster Mash that I just did. So what I did was I went ahead and I was thinking what to use the rest of the plank for, right? So I'm going to go ahead and y'all, these come off, okay? And all you have to do is just you saw I started ripping it off, but I want to share with you all before I went any further. And you just grab it, and I'm just going to kind of tear this off, okay? And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So what we're going to make today is like a little wall hanging that you can stick some photos on. And I'm going to make one for you, my granddaughters. And I'm going to also use some Halloween paper. The paper that I will be using is Bewitched, and I believe that is from Echo Park. So I'm going to be using that, I think, okay? So I'm kind of playing that part by ear. But look at how easy this is coming off. The other thing that I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using some of the Renee Bouquet items that I got from her, okay? And I'm going to be using is I'm going to use this super cute little vintage butterfly witch, okay? And it's the little vintage witch, okay? I'm also going to be using these wonderful webs here. And these are the these are the cobweb corners with the spiders. So we're going to be using these. And of course, I'm going to be painting these, okay? I'm also going to be using the Happy Halloween, okay? And I think that is going to be so cool. I might go ahead and put this on there as well, which is the witch, and she's flying on her broomstick there. So stinking cute. And she even has a wand, you guys. So awesome. So so this is the beautiful board Wicked Witch, okay? And I'm definitely going to be painting her up. I might throw on some bats, okay, and then this clock, okay. Whatever I don't use on here, I'm also doing a little mini album, and I will be using some of these items on that as well. And if you hear any noise in the background, I do have my newborn granddaughter with me today. So she's sitting right here with me, watching me talk to y'all and watching me craft. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taking this off. And I'll probably go ahead and use a little scraper to scrape this rest of this off. And let's see here. So yeah, see, it just comes right off, you guys. So a little scraper that has like a little razor at the end of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be right back. All right, y'all. So I went ahead and took the top part off of the plank, and next we're going to be covering that with 110-pound black cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in pieces, and then we're going to go ahead and attach this. Before you do that, if you want to, you can definitely paint the edges of your plank, or I thought a black Sharpie might do the job. So I'm going to go ahead and try that out and see how that works. Okay, you guys, so the marker does work. I'm going around my edges here with the marker, with the Sharpie. And it does work. So yeah, I would totally suggest, if you don't have black paint, or if you don't want to dig out your paint, go around it with a marker, black Sharpie. That seems to be working. I don't know about the other markers, but I know black Sharpie is working. So yeah, so there we go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cover this with some black cardstock. Again, it's 110 pound, and I went ahead and just cut it to size. So how I did that is I just stuck my board under the black cardstock traced a line right up next to the edge of this board, and then I cut it down to size. I went ahead and placed my tape on the back already, and then, okay, it's not going, because it's 12 by 12, and this is a little bit longer than 12 by 12, you're going to go ahead and I just did an extra piece right here, and I'm going to butt that up right next to that, just like that, okay? And so in addition to this, I'm going to go ahead and cut out all of my mats for this, okay? And like I said, I'm going to be using the Echo Park Bewitched, and I'm also going to be using some Recollections cardstock. So my plan is to go ahead and lay this down here, or actually take that back. I'm going to be using some of this orange as a border, and then I'm going to use some of this, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and place another mat on here, okay? And then this is going to be on here like this, okay? So these are the 3 colors that I'm using, all right? And I think that they're so cute. They're going to look so good. And this is the paper that I'm using. It has orange, black. It has like a purple, light purple in it. I really like that. And then a purple cardstock, and then a black design with cobwebs on it. So I think that's going to look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this out, and then taping everything down, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so for the second mat that I'm going to place on the board, I went ahead and placed my pieces down, and then I marked them very lightly with a pencil. And I don't know if you all can see the pencil marks right here. That's how far in I'm going to go with my second mats. So they're going to be, when I lay them down, they'll match. And right there. Okay. Okay, so here I'm just putting the double back tape on my mat, and then for the second part of that mat, because the paper isn't long enough to cover all the way to the end of that, and that piece was too short, so I just grabbed another piece of cardstock and just made my lines with a pencil, and then cut it out, and then added it on there. So here is where I used my Nouveau crystal drops, and these are a dimensional like liquid drops, and I used the ebony black, and oh my gosh, so pretty, you guys, and I think it looks phenomenal on these spider webs. So I did both of my pieces using this, plus I used it on some other pieces as well. So now we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to paint these beautiful board pieces, and I'm using some Nouveau embellishment mousse. All right, and this one is called Mousse Royale Aubergine. So that is again from Nouveau and Tonic.
So anyway, I decided to go ahead and do like a ombre effect using this one. So I put the dark purple on the bottom, and then I'm going to be placing a light purple up on top. Okay. So, and then I'll also be using the purple on the witch and a couple of the spiders. And I'm just using my fingers to pat down um, the mousse, but or yeah, it's a mousse. But you can also brush that on if you wanted to. So you can also add water to them, and it makes for a really nice mixture. So I didn't realize the camera was off, but I went ahead and used the same technique and just added the mousse to the witch's clothing there and hat. And now I'm using walnut stain for the wand and the broomstick. Okay, so for the witch's broom, I went ahead and used Memento ink, and I used Potter's Clay and Dandelion, and I really liked how those two mixed on the broom. It looked really good. It looked like a straw. And then what I did is I used the Potter's Clay for her skin, and I just went ahead and colored that in. I dabbed it in water and then colored it, or watercolored it on her, and then dabbed it off, so that way when it dried would look really light. Now for the witch's hair and her shoes, I went ahead and just brushed on some black soot, and then we're going to go over that with the Nouveau drops again. So again, I'm using the Nouveau drops for the shoes and the hair of the witch, and I really like how they turned out. It just gives it that shininess, and it gives it that raised look. It's really super cool, you guys. You gotta try it. Next, I added some stickles to her buckle on her shoes. And here's where I added the Nouveau drops to the spider legs. Okay, y'all, so my mistake. I thought that this was a really light lavender, but it is actually Strawberry Frappe is the name of this Nouveau chalk that I'm using. It's a chalk mousse, and it's super light, you guys, but it blended so pretty with the purple. So I just went ahead and kept using it. Next, I went ahead and did the Nouveau drops on parts of the spiderweb, the bat that were on this beautiful board. Okay, guys, so now what I did, or what we're going to do, is I'm going to, I went ahead and cut out a piece of ribbon, and it's a little over, I want to say probably around 20 inches long, and I cut it a little long because I want it to hang pretty much far down into the frame, or on the back side of this. So I also went ahead and cut out 2 pieces to cover the back as well. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and I'm going to grab my adhesive tape, and this is a 2-inch roll, and you can use whatever you would like, and a glue gun. Okay, so I'm going to place this right down the middle part of this, okay, just like this. Alrighty, and what you don't have, I mean, it's okay if it's a little crooked or whatever. You just need it on there because we're going to attach the ribbon to this, and then we're also going to hot glue the ribbon on it. Okay, the 2 pieces of paper. Now, when you cover your board, okay, you're going to need a piece, one long piece, and I used 12 by 12 pieces. So you're going to need one piece that is about 5 3/4, okay, by 12. All right, so that's that piece. The other piece, because they're so long, you're not going to have enough to cover the whole thing. So you're going to need another little piece, and that is going to be about 3 1/4, okay. So 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so that's going to be the second piece. And I went ahead and I added tape to the back of these. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take this little tag off. Alrighty, and like I said, you're going to need your hot glue gun. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this piece off like this. All right, you need to decide what you want to be your top and the bottom. So this is going to be my top, okay? So I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to zoom out just a bit. So you can excuse my desk if y'all see mess, because it's a mess. Okay, we're going to take the ends like this, okay, and we're going to cross them so you have a nice little loop, all right? And that's how we're going to do that. And then you're going to cross it and you're going to place this down just like this, and see how it's already sticking to the tape. That's exactly what we want, okay? So you're just going to want it like this. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take another tape, okay, and we're going to lay that on top of that, because I don't want this to come off, all right? Now, if you don't get that on top of the second tape, that if can't talk today, y'all. If you cannot get your tape on top of the first tape straight, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Okay, and you're going to burnish that in really, really good. Okay, just like that. All right. Take that off. And now you can go ahead and you can take off the tape on the back. I'm waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up a bit, so that way we can add the hot glue gun to the top of this portion of the ribbon, okay? I just want it actually, I know it's like, you know, triple adding adhesive, but I'd rather add too much than not enough. So, okay, now that I've got that off, set that to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and set this. And I'm going to add glue to this because I have tape down there and I have tape on here. I just want to make sure that I have time to maneuver my cardstock around just in case I need to. So that's why I add the glue. Alrighty. Okay, and since this is the bottom piece, I'm just going to go ahead and add that on there. Right, like that. Bring that to the edge. If you have excess, go ahead and take your little wipey or wet nap, whatever you use. Paper on there. Y'all, I've got tissue paper on there. Okay, so let me check my, it's ready. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead, I'm going to lift this up here, okay? Lay that down, place some hot glue down there. You grab my spatula and just burnish that in. Now you can drill holes in your board if you want to do that. I would do it before you place your paper on there. And I didn't think about drilling a hole or anything, so that's why I just left it like this. And I think it's going to work, so I don't feel like it's going to be a problem or anything. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this right here on top of the board, and it's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to lift it up. Okay, and bring it up just a bit here. Okay, and I'm going to put glue on it. Alright, so now I've got glue on that. So now I'm going to lay this back down. Okay, and I'm going to lay it straight down, making sure the ends are both on there. Just like that. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring my finger and make sure that the paper lines up with the board, okay, at the edges. All right, next you're going to get your hot glue, and we're just going to put our hot glue on here and then right at the top, right there, okay? And we're just going to press down. Alrighty, just like that. And definitely go ahead and burnish that down. And there we go. And that should be pretty, it's in there pretty good, you guys. So I don't think it's going to fall off. And our embellishments are not that heavy to where it would cause any problems. So I think we are okay. So I decided to go ahead and do mine long ways instead of this way. Okay, I just think that it's going to be super cool this way, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, and what we're going to do first is all of my pieces are nice and dry, y'all. So here is how the Happy Halloween piece turned out, and that's going to go right up here, right at the top. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab my glue and put that on there. Put some glue on here. Whoop. Whoop. Alrighty. So I'm just going to put some glue around here and on the bottom. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and set my mats, my photo mats on top of the board, and my the spiderweb photo mat is actually 4x4, and then these mats that go on top of here are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these down. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and place them just like this, okay, and then the spider webs are going to go here on the bottom. I thought that was super cute. Now, the little witch that we did, I love her. I love how she turned out, and her skin actually lightened up quite a bit, so I was really happy with that. And then I love how her hair turned out and her broomstick. I went ahead and added a little glitter to her little wand there, and then I went ahead and added some a little bit of glitter to her hat. And then right here I want to do this in orange, so I'm going to come back in and I'm going to color that in orange. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and place everything on, and I'm going to fast forward. So our little photo wall hanging is all done for Halloween, and I cannot wait to put some pictures in there. Oh my gosh. And I think that it turned out so cool. And I was going to go ahead and add some flowers and maybe some other things on the bottom, but I love how those webs turned out with the Nouveau drops. I think it really shows them off, and so I'm just going to leave them plain because I don't want to cover them up. So I love how the witch turned out as well, and yeah, I really had fun creating this. I have all the links down below for you to all of the items that I used from Renee Bouquet's store. Also wanted to mention that if you don't have a plaque, they also, from the Dollar Tree, you can also use canvases. They make them elongated, so you can definitely use those to create some of your little photo mounts and stuff to hang on your wall. I will go ahead, and I actually did one year for Christmas, and I will put that up on a link for you. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all had fun and take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.